Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. I hope my voice is clear for everyone, right? Okay. So today let's get into the topic. Like I give the summary what we discussed in the last session. So last session we discussed about the looping statements. So which we discussed about the while loop and while loop, which is used to execute the statements until the condition is true, and for loop. And we discussed about the do while loop, do while, and for loop. And next we discussed about the nested for loop, for pattern printings, and we discussed about the for each loop. So for each loop we will discuss in the arrays, and instead of for each loop we discuss remaining all. Like we discussed about the while loop, we discussed about the do while loop, we discussed about for loop, we discussed about nested for loop. These are the things we discussed. Okay, fine. Okay, very good. Next, today let's get into the topic arrays. What is the purpose of arrays? So where the arrays is coming from? So generally we have the data types are like primitive data types and non-primitive data types, right? Non-primitive data types. In that, actually, so primitive data types are immutable. Immutable meaning the values are fixed. Values are, it can hold only values are fixed, and it can hold single values only. It can hold single values. Single values. For example, int a equal to some 10. Like you can assume one student had written the exam, and if you want to write a program to store the student marks, at that case what you will do normally, normal approach, you will follow the traditional approach. So how you will do that one? The program is, if I give the program like this, meaning write a Java program, write a Java program to print student marks. To print student marks, if I give the program like this, if you go with the primitive data types approach, how you can write the program? Normally, you can write the program like this. The subject one, I can say some like this. You can write like int subject to there. You can write. You can write like this, right? You can write like this. This is with respect to only one student. Okay, you can assume there are 60 students. So you need to create, this is with respect to only single student. If you want to create 60 student, 60 into each student have the 6 subjects. 60 into 6. Almost you should be create 3 60 into 6. 60 into 6 you should be create these many 6, meaning 3 6 6 6 are 36, 360 variables you should create. 360 variables you should create. Like instead of here, there are 100 students together, 100 students into 60. So you should create 600. You should create 600 variables. Okay, if you go with and if you create the 600 variables, and what actually the issues may arise, so it will increase the lines of code. If you go with the normal approach, meaning if you take these many variables for storing the 600 student details, then for storing there are 100 student, 100 student has written the 6 subjects. Total you have to create 600 variables. If you go with this approach, so obviously what might be the issue? The issue might be, one issue is lines of code increase. lines of code increase, and every time meaning creating the here assigning the value, meaning we are assigning the memory also, meaning these are the two drawbacks if you go with this approach. This is not at all recommended. What are the two issues? One issue is it will increase the lines of code. That is the one issue. Second issue is memory wastage. Memory wastage. Wastage. Then how you can overcome those two drawbacks? How you can overcome those two drawbacks? So that is the reason that JDK people they introduced to us arrays. They introduced to us arrays. So here if you want to store the multiple values, for example, int sub equal to, if I store the values like this, meaning 60 and 70, 60 comma 70, then this is valid. No, this is invalid. This is invalid. Why? Because primitive data types can hold only single value. Can hold only single value. If you want to store the multiple values, we can go ahead with the non-primitive data types. Non-primitive data types also called as referenced data types. Referenced data types. Referenced data types. Also called as user-defined data types. User-defined data types. User-defined data types. Okay, very good. Now let's go into the arrays concept. So here arrays can store the multiple values. How it can store the values? For example, if you want to store the integer values, we can mention this is the array symbol, meaning square braces. It can store the multiple values equal to. Now you can pass the multiple values. You can pass the multiple values. 80. So like this, you can pass the multiple values. So normally, if you the same program, if you go with the traditional approach, you need to create total 4 variables again. 4 variables you need to create. So you can overcome that issue by using the arrays concept. So arrays can hold the multiple values. Arrays can hold the multiple values. So we'll go with the arrays one by one. So what does it mean by arrays? Arrays are the container. Arrays are the container which is used to store the group of objects. Group of objects. Group of objects. Group of objects. Next point. Next point is the beauty of array. The beauty of array, it can store the values, it can retrieve the values based on the index position. That is the beauty of arrays. Okay. So in arrays, it can store the values. It can store the values and it can retrieve the values. It can retrieve the values. Retrieve the values based on the index position. 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 The syntax for the array. The syntax for the array. Syntax for the array. So syntax for the array, you can data type and this is the array symbol, meaning it can hold the multiple values, and variable name. Variable name. The variable name you can give anything. Data types already you know. This is variable declaration. This is variable declaration. I would say array declaration. Array declaration. Array declaration. So how you can declare the array? Data type and variable. Data type and variable name. Arrays are the container which is used to store the group of elements or objects or values. Anything you can mention. elements or values. So three things you can mention. In arrays, it can store the values and it can retrieve the values based on the index position. Based on the index position. This is the array declaration syntax. And next we have the array initialization. Array initialization. Array initialization meaning data type and the size of I would say the variable name equal to, we can mention new, and the data type size. Here we should mention the size. Size is also matter step. Size is also matter step. You can mention the size like that. Like that. Next point is array can hold only homogeneous elements. Arrays can hold only homogeneous type of elements. Homogeneous. Here if you mention the data type as the int, then it can hold only integer values. If you are trying to store the string values, it won't allow. If you declare the array with integer type, then it can able to hold only integer values. So that is the reason arrays can hold only homogeneous type of elements. Homogeneous type of elements meaning same type of elements. Same type of elements. Same type of elements. Next point is in Java. So when you create the arrays also will be stored in the heap memory. So arrays also will be stored. Where the arrays will be stored, like if you create the arrays, where the arrays will be stored, arrays will be stored in the heap area. Heap area. Already we discussed about the JVM architecture. In that we know various memory sections. So arrays will be stored in the heap memory. Arrays will be stored in the heap memory. Arrays will be stored in the heap memory. Next, next, arrays are the container which is used to store the group of elements. And in arrays, I would say it can store the values and it can retrieve the values based on the index position. And arrays can hold the homogeneous type of elements. And arrays will be stored in the heap memory. Arrays will be stored in the heap memory. Arrays will be stored in the heap memory. Next point is, so array size is at the time of declaration, array declaration, size is mandatory. Size is mandatory. Size, I can say size is mandatory. So what happened, like if you mention the size 3, then internally one array got created with size 3. Internally one array got created with size 3. Normally, for example, if you mention the size, here if you see, this is the size. What happens internally? One array got created internally. One array got created internally with size 3. And always the array index position start from the 0. Always the index position start from the 0. This is the 0. And I can say 1, 2, and then 3. This is the 1, this is the 2, and this is the 3. So when you declare the array with some size, so with that size the array got created. So always the index position start with 0, 1, 2, 3. For example, if you add the any values, how you can add the values based on the variable name. For example, there we have I would like to take sorry guys. the size is 3, and then okay, I mentioned like this, and then I should add the values. ARR 0 meaning I told you like the index, the beauty of array is we can able to store the values, we can retrieve the values based on the index position. So this is the index position only, right? This is the index position. We can able to add the values, and we can able to retrieve the values based on the index positions. Now I would like to adding the values. Adding the values. I'm adding the values by based on the index positions. So simply can come here, and then where actually can I would like to mention some 100. Okay, fine, very good. Next, go down, and here if I mention ARR dot 1, the value will be stored here. The value will be, if I mention some 200, the value will be stored here. The 100 will be stored here, meaning here it will become 100. This is 100, and this is 200. This is 200. So like this, the values will be stored according to the based on the index position. Like this is the 300, and this is the 400. So based on however you write the program, based on the program, the values will be stored based on the index positions. Index position is the mandatory. So whenever you are telling the, like if anyone will ask like what is array, can you please explain? So you mentally can specify the word that is index positions. So in the arrays you can add the values, you can retrieve the values based on the index positions. Index positions word is mandatory. Okay, meaning you should, that is the specify, you should specify the index word. Okay, fine. So like this we can able to add the values, and then like that you can retrieve the values. So we can retrieve the values. There are multiple ways to retrieve the values. One is the for loop, and second one is the for each loop. So there are two ways to retrieve the values that I will show you. So as of now, we can try to understand. If you whatever the size we mention, so the array got created internally with the size. For example, if you mention 2, then the size of array will be created 2. And here one more point is, here the size of array is 3. The size of array is 1, 2, 3, 4. The size of array is 4, and the last index of array is size minus 1. Size minus 1 meaning the last index position is the 3. The last index position is the 3. The size is the 4, and last index position is the 3. That is the difference we have to remember. So the purpose of arrays is which is used to hold the multiple values. If you go with the only primitive data types, so they can able to hold only single values. If you want to store the multiple values, then you can go ahead with the arrays. So in that, how you can add the values. So this is the syntax. This is the array declaration, and this is the array initialization. So with that, we can initialize the values based on the index positions. Okay, based on the index positions. So this all the values we are storing in one variable name. That variable name we can retrieve the values based on the index positions. So that I will show you the practical as well, and I will show you the document also. So see, this is the index positions. This is the index positions where actually these are the few points which are generally related to arrays. Arrays meaning arrays is an object which contains the similar data type of elements, and arrays is a container that can hold the homogeneous types. Homogeneous meaning same data types. Arrays are also known as static data structure because size of array must be specified at the time of declaration. Arrays must be specified. The array size of array must be specified at the time of declaration. Next, array starts from 0 index and goes on n minus 1. N minus 1. N is length of the array. N is length of the array. If you see here this diagram, so here the size of array is 10. This is the n value. This is the n value. And last index position of array is n minus 1, meaning the last index position is 9. The last index position is 9. Okay, fine. Next, array Java index based first element of the array is stored in the 0th index, and the second element is stored on the first index, and so on. So whenever you are trying to add the values, the first element will be stored in the 0th index position, and second element will be stored in the first index position. So like that, all the values will be based on the we can able to add based on the index positions. We can able to add the index positions. Next point is, in Java, array is treated as the object. Objects, where actually objects will be stored in the heap memory. Heap memory. It allows to store the primitive values or reference values. Primitive values or reference values. So these are the points you should be familiar with. These all the points. I hope everyone clear with this all the points. I hope everyone will clear this all the points. So next, Java actually is arrays are divided into two types. Arrays are divided into two types. What are the two types? First one is the single dimensional array. Single dimensional array meaning we can able to add the values in single dimension. Single dimensional array. Single dimensional array. Okay, fine, very good. Next, second one is multi-dimensional array. Multi-dimensional array. Multi-dimensional array. So what does it mean by single dimensional array? So single dimensional array meaning we can able to add the values in single direction. Single direction. That I will show you the programmatical and all. We'll go with one by one. Can get the clarity on it. So the syntax you can see, you can write the syntax in three ways. Any way is also valid, like data type, square braces, array, and data type, square braces, array, data type, square. Anything is valid. This is the array declaration. This is the array initialization. This is the array initialization. I hope everyone is clear with this point. Now we can go ahead with the. So I will take normal one Java file where actually here I would like to create one file, which is normal Java file. I would like to create like demo.java. The file name is anything you can take. Okay, so this is the demo.java, and then this is the normal. Can give the public class demo, and from here to here this is the scope of the class, and here you should give the main method public static void main, and actually yeah, from here to here this is the scope of the class, and here actually you can create the array. So for example, you can take what is the syntax for the array. Data type. The syntax I will write here, data type, and so symbol of array is square braces meaning it is the array, and next variable name, referenced variable name. This is the reference variable name. Reference variable name, reference variable, and next we can mention new data type. I would say data type and size. Okay, the same thing I can create. I can initialize the array as well. Int the reference variable name you can give arr equal to new arr, and then here I would like to give them the size. Size is I would like to give the 3. Okay, fine. Now what does as of now what does it happens? One array got created with size 3. With size 3 meaning how it will be, where actually 0, 1, 2. This is the size. This is the size, guys. This is the index position. Click on. Meaning I would say here 100, and then I would like to mention some 200, and here I would like to mention some 300, some 300. Okay, fine. So how you can store the values? You can store the values based on the index positions. Based on the index positions. Okay, fine. Now here are you can mention. I can say index position 0, and I would like to mention index position here. I would like to store some 100 value. Similarly, int a arr equal to index position some 1 and index position 1 equal to here I would like to mention some 200. So like that you can add 300 also. I'm adding the same thing. Here I would like to add the values. Okay, now all the values are stored in this variable. Now here, okay, fine, very good. You store the values, very good. But you can retrieve the values. How you can retrieve the values? You can retrieve the values based on the index position. For retrieving the values, take the system.println and arr, and here actually you can mention some 2. So what I'm telling to here to my program, so there actually I created one array. In that there are multiple I stored multiple values based on the index positions. From that you can able to retrieve the value which is specifically at the index position 2, at the index position 2. Okay, now I am saying this, save this file. Wherever Java file is available, you can go to that file location, open command prompt. Now compile the file demo.java, and the file has errors. Where the errors is coming, there are total 3 errors. You can go to that location. Int here also can mention with the data type is int. Now go to here and then compile the file java c demo.java.
Spelling.
Int a data type and array name. Int the size is declared with the 3, and we are adding the values based on the index position. 0 we added 100 value, 1 we added the 200 value, and next index position 2 we added the 300 value, and system.out.println and at the index position 2. Now we can go ahead with that. Compile the file. Again you can check at the index position 0, 1, 2. Index position 0, 1. We already declared the variable. I wanted to mention variable. You can mention java c compile.java. Java and then a demo. So now you are able to get the retrieving the value based on the index position 2. But I want to retrieve all the values. So this is the array actually. In that I stored 100, 200, all the values I stored based on the index position. I need to retrieve the values, all the values. How could I retrieve? That we can retrieve. You can retrieve in two ways. We can retrieve in two ways. What are the two ways? One is for loop. So if you know the range, then you can go ahead with the for loop, and then you can retrieve the values. By using while loop also can retrieve for loop, while loop, and then we have the for each loop. For each loop also can retrieve. I will show you for and for loop cases. You can get the clarity on it. Now first I will go with the for loop. I will this is the scope of for is the keyword, and from this is the scope of the for block. And here I would like to initialization. Initialization index position array. Beauty of array is we can add the values, we can retrieve the values based on the index position. Now the initialization, meaning the initial number is 0. Here you can take the initialization int I equal to 0. Okay, fine. The condition is how much the size of array is. The size of array is, we are based on the index positions we are giving, right? The array size is 0 1 2. The index position is 2, and then we can mention here I plus plus, increment or decrement, and inside I would like to take system dot out dot println, and then here I would like to mention arr index position I. Now I can save the file. Wherever which is available, you can go to that location, and java demo.java. The file has successfully compiled, and the file has written the values 100 and 200. 300 meaning can give the equal, and then save the file. Now go to there, demo.java. The file has successfully compiled, and you can retrieve the values. Now you can able to get the values. This is the way, one way to retrieve the values. But you have another way, that is for each loop. So how you can retrieve the values by using for each loop, that I will show you. You can get the clarity on it. Where actually you can take the for each, for is the keyword, and the data type is the int. So where actually our all the values we are storing in arr variable, right? Arr variable, and here you can take any variable name. S dot. This is the for each symbol. So what here actually happens? What here actually happens? So I will normally, okay. So here it will hold all the values, like 100. I would say 200 and 300. It is holding all the values. It is holding the values, all the values, and it is giving one by one to the s value, s variable. Okay, now the same thing. Direct you can take the sysout statement system dot out dot println, and in that you can mention, you can pass the s as the object, and then you can save the file, and then you can go there, and then you can java c demo.java, and then you can able to get all the values. So if you see the previous for loop and this, so compared to that one, this is the simple, right? So compared to that one, this is the easy. So regularly, so we will use this one. For each loop is very important, and it will go, it will take all the values initially. That values again it will assign to s variable one by one, s variable one by one, s variable one by one. Okay, okay, fine, got it. Next one is here. This is the traditional approach to I would say Normally we can add the values and we can store the values based on the index position. That is also very good. Now here there are other way to initialize the array. How you can another way how you can initialize the array instead of writing like this directly here only you can pass the values. Here only you can pass the values. For example, 100 and 200 and 300, 400, like that you can pass the values. And then I'm saving the program, and then I'm coming here, and then I'm running java c. I can able to compile my file, and where actually uh, you can go here. Here's something compile the file. Now you can run the file. You can run the file. You can run the file. So there are two ways directly you can assign the values. If you assign like this also, it will be stored the values based on the index positions. This will be stored at the index position 0, 2 will be stored at the index position 1, 3 will be stored at the index position 2, like that. It will be stored based on the index position only. It will be stored based on the index positions only. So that is the purpose of for each loop. For each loop which is used to retrieve the values one by one. Retrieve the values one by one. So initially all the values this variable can hold, and it will give one by value to the s variable, and whatever the one by value it is taking, that value we are printing. That values we are printing. For each meaning one by one. For each meaning one by one. I hope this is clear for everyone. So this actually you can write by using for each loop also. From for each loop we discussed so far for each loop. Normally you can write by using for loop also. Like int I equal to, I can say, initialization and condition I less than or equal to 2 and updation. So here if you don't know the size, for example here if I add the multiple sizes, then if you don't know the size, then in the here arrays we have the one property, that is the length property. That length property can use variable dot length property. Length is the property, not a method. Length is the property, not a method. Okay, so like that also we can retrieve the values. Length is the property. System dot out dot println, and then here you can mention variable dot uh, index variable name, and then you can mention with, now can say this one, and then compile the file and run the file. Now can able to get the values. Now can able to get the values. So in the arrays, these are the topics you should know. So here there is the for each loop and they are returning the values. So same, they directly assign the values and they are returning the values by using for each loop. They are returning the values by using for each loop. So length is the property. Length is the property. So this is all about the single dimensional array. Single dimensional array meaning we are adding the values in only one direction. In only one direction. In only one direction. Okay, so after that, where actually we have the multi-dimensional. So regularly we will use, for example, you guys can you observe in the main method, what are the words here? It can contain public, static, main, and next string. Now you can say, you can tell this is belong to which topic? This is belong to arrays. What is the syntax for the array? How you declare the array? The declare, how you can declare the array? You can declare the array data type, any data type, and array square braces and reference variable name, right? Reference variable name. According to that, you can see here. This is the data type. Okay, very good. And this is the square braces. So according to the syntax, it should be there or not there? Yes, there. And next, variable name. This is the reference variable name. This is the reference variable. Now, I hope this is clear, everyone. Clear meaning whatever the program, whatever the statements we are writing inside the main method. This is the main method. Each line, okay, all the statements will be stored in the array only based on the index positions. Okay, all our statements will be stored in the main method based on the index positions. Whatever the things, whatever the statements we are writing inside, all the lines will be stored based on the index array only. Array only. Okay, so that is the thing. Okay, with this is the array, single dimensional array. You got the clarity how we can add the values, how we can retrieve the values, how we can retrieve the values. So this is the methods topic that going forward will be discussed, and this is the access specifies topic. So this one going for go forward you can understand. So gradually you can get the knowledge on each word. Okay, as after you get the knowledge on arrays, you get the knowledge on arrays. This is the data type. The data type you can take anything. For example, if you take the data type here, which is like some string, here you can able to take string values. Like I would like to mention Java, and I would like to mention some JavaScript, and I would like to mention some React.js, and here I would like to mention some Angular, Angular, like that. So if I bring this one, then now I can able to get all the string values. So similarly, our program also will be stored based on the string format. That I'll run this one and then I will show you Java C demo.java. The file has successfully compiled, and then you can run the job. You can see. So similarly, our all the statements also will be stored in the format of string only. The format of string only. I hope this is clear for everyone. Now next, we'll go ahead with the multi-dimensional array. Multi-dimensional array meaning we can able to store the values in multiple directions. We can able to store the values in multiple directions. Multi-dimensional array. So multi-dimensional array, we won't use regularly. So for practice purpose, for basic understand purpose, you can try with one or two programs. That is enough. Okay. So regularly we will use the single dimensional array. Multi-dimensional array we won't use. But for normally for practice purpose, you can try with one or two programs. That's enough. Okay. Multi-dimensional array meaning we can add the values in two directions. In two directions. How you can declare the multi-dimensional array? Simple. The syntax is also simple. So single dimensional array, how you can int arr equal to new int like this, right? So multi-dimensional meaning here you can mention two square braces. For example, int and arr equal to new int. That's it. Here you can mention the sizes. Here you can mention the sizes. Here you can mention the sizes. So here actually you can add the values based on the 0, 1, 1, 2 like that also, or you can add the values directly here also. Directly here also can add the values. That I will show you the programmatically you can get the clarity on it. Multi-dimensional array. Multi-dimensional array. The data type is actually this is the data type. This is the data type. This is the one way to add the values and then we can retrieve the values based on the index space. That is the one way. Or else in multi-dimensional also you can directly add the values like this. Where actually mm, int square braces arr equal to new int square braces close here. This is the one way, or second way is directly you can pass the values here also. You can pass the values here. Here you can take, you can say 1 2 3 4 5, and then again you can take, I would say some 6 7 8 9, again 10. Okay, so mm, 11 12 13 14 15 4 5 5. Okay, 15. Okay, I'm declaring that one. Now I need to retrieve the values. You can retrieve the values by using the for loop. So how we can retrieve the values? You can take the one for loop, and here you can mention this is the scope of the for loop. Here I would say initialization. int I equal to int I equal to I meaning rows and columns. So here it will be stored the values based on the rows and columns. This is the row and this is the column. I hope everybody knows like what does it mean by row and column. Column meaning top to bottom, row meaning left to right, right to left or left to right, anything, left to right. So column meaning top to bottom, top to bottom. So top to bottom. So first I am taking the rows. There are 3 rows only. So initialization you can take it as the 0 as initialization, and the next one is I less than. There you can mention uh, length is the one property, or else you can directly mention actually uh, row. There are 3 rows, right? 1 2 3 rows. You can mention less than or equal to 3, and then I plus plus implement. Similarly, go inside and initialize j equal to 0 and j less than or equal to, there are total 5, right? 5. You can mention 5, and then j plus plus. Okay, and here actually inside you can take the sysout statement, system dot out dot println. Here you can mention arrow dot, inside you can mention I and then j, and then j. Okay, you can save the file, and now here normally you can take the system dot out dot print method. You can take, save the file, and then you can go to that location, compile the file and run the file. Compile the file and run the file. Remove this print method. Save the file, and now go to here and run the file. Where actually you can cross check. There are 4 errors. The 4 errors are coming from. Go to the file. 1 2 3 4 5 10. There are 3. The syntax is here double or square braces, right? Save. Now we can able to get the all the values. We can able to get the all the values. So these are the two. These are the values. Okay. So I will give one more time the overview of arrays. The purpose of arrays, which is used to store a group of elements. Which is used to store the group of elements. The beauty of array is we can store the values, we can retrieve the values based on the index positions. And the size of time, so this is the static array. So at the time of declaration, you should make sure you should be declared with the size, and the JVM will be treated as arrays is also objects. Then objects will be stored in the heap memory, and arrays will be stored in the heap area. Arrays will be stored in the heap area. Next point here is the index position. So the size of array, if you want to find out the uh, I would say last index position, then you can go ahead with size minus 1. N minus 1 is equal to last index of the array. Last index of the array. So we can add the values, we can retrieve the values based on the index positions, and we can retrieve the values in two ways. One is the for loop, and second one is the for each loop. So compared to for loop, for each loop is the recommended approach. For each loop is the recommended approach. For each loop is the recommended approach. This is all about arrays, guys. This is all about arrays. Anyone have any questions in this area? Any question, anyone? In the arrays concept, anyone have any questions? No questions, right? No questions. Okay, very good. Next, after the arrays, where actually we have so in non-primitive data types, non-primitive data types, what are there actually available in the non-primitive data types? Arrays, strings, and where actually collections and class. These are comes under the category of non-primitive data types. So today we like so far we discussed about the arrays. So arrays is done. Next we have the string concept. Next we have the string. What is the purpose of string? If you attend the interview, they will ask what is the string. The first question is the first step is string is the reference data type. String is the reference data type. A reference data type. Why I am calling this one as the reference data type? Because non-primitive data types can have the multiple names. One of the name is reference data type. A referenced data type. This is the one name, and you can call also called as user defined data type. User defined data type. User defined data type. Data type. Okay. So the first point is string is the reference data type. Okay, very good. Next one. Next one is string is the predefined class. Predefined predefined class, which is available in which package? Java.util package, which is available in Java.util package. What does where can I check these all the packages and all? So string is the predefined class. Where you can check the predefined class? For example, if you visit a electronic store and if you purchase any electronic items like might be TV or might be any other things, so along with that device, meaning electron device, they will give you manual instruction as well. that book or anything. So if you purchase not a shop, or if you purchase in the Amazon or Flipkart anywhere, they will give the one manual book. So where actually you can they will give some suggestions how to use that device and all. They will give you the book. So in that everything will be mentioned there. So according that if you follow, so it will it will get the more lifetime. So similarly, Java is our company language or some others company language? Java is also some others company language. We are using Java is some others company language. So JDK team they provided to us one API. So in that API you can find out all the information. So what is that? If you go with that, look for the Java SE8. Java SE, this is the document. In the document, however, they followed the naming conventions. However, they followed the all the classes declaration variable. So similarly, we are following the same according to the document only. Okay. So string is also predefined class. So where you can check, you can go to the java.util package. These all the packages. Go to the java.util package. In that go upside and then look for yes character alphabet string scanner class is available. Next string class, I think package which is java.lang package I guess. Go to the java.lang package, go down, come down. Yeah, string, this is the java.lang package guys. Java.lang package. Okay, java.lang package. Java.lang package. Okay, fine. What is the purpose of string? The purpose of string which is used to store the group of characters. If you want to store the single character, then we have the data type that is the char data type. For example, but it can hold only single character. That should you can mention in some a single quotation. But my requirement, I want to store the multiple characters. If you want to store the multiple characters, you can go ahead with string data type, which is used to store the group of characters. Group of characters is called string data type. String data. Okay. String by default, the string is the immutable. String is immutable. What does it mean by immutable? Immutable meaning we cannot change the values. We cannot change the values. Change the values. For example, you guys, everybody is using the WhatsApp messages, messengers. So there are multiple social platforms will be there, right? For example, there you are using as a, you are sending the message to that other person like hi, hi, and that other person also give you reply like hello. Whatever the message you are typing, hi will be stored in the format of string. This message, this message. So this is the immutable. You cannot change the value. Meaning, outside person cannot manipulate the value directly. Outside person cannot manipulate the value directly. Cannot manipulate the value directly. So by default, string is the immutable. Immutable meaning we cannot change the values. We cannot change the values. Okay, fine. Now string has two siblings. Who are the two siblings? One is the string buffer, and second one is the string builder. String buffer and string builder. String has two siblings. The two siblings names are string buffer and string builder. String buffer and string builder. These two are also predefined classes which are available in the same package. You can see here string buffer and string builder. String has two siblings. One is the string buffer, second one is the string builder. Okay, fine. Now come down. So these values you cannot manipulate. Okay, but you can manipulate. Second question is how many ways you can create the string. How many ways we can create the string? We can create the string. We can create the string. There are actually two ways. First one is the literal approach. A literal approach. Literal approach meaning normal approach. Like however you create the normal string. String name equal to, here actually you can mention some name, right? Some Krishna and all. This is the string. This is the literal approach. This is called literal approach. Literal approach. This is called literal approach. Okay, fine, very good. Next one is by using new keyword. By using new keyword, you can create the string by using new keyword. How you can create the string by using new keyword? It should be like this. For example, I would say string. Next, the variable name, new keyword, string, new keyword string, and inside here you can mention some hello, and then that it can be stored. That it can be stored. Okay, so these are the two ways to create the string. This is the string creating by using new keyword. A new keyword. Okay, very good. Okay, very good. So string also a special object in Java, meaning, so when you create the object, so the JVM will be treated as a special person. This is the special person, meaning the JVM will allocate the special memory to the string. That special memory is called string constant pool area. String constant pool area. String constant pool area. So where string constant pool area is available? So this is also called as SCP. SCP. Where this SCP will be available generally, which is available in the heap memory only. Heap memory. When you create the object, so that object, the string values will be stored in the SCP. The string values will be stored in the SCP. That I will show you one document I have. So I will go to string.pdf. We are discussing about the strings. Okay, so I will revise one more time here, which actually can get the, yeah, fine. So the purpose of strings, which is used to store the group of characters. Okay, fine, very good. And which is available in java.lang package. Okay, fine. And so strings are immutable. That means once a string object is created, it cannot be changed. It cannot be changed. Next, we can create a string in three ways. One is the by literal approach. Traditional approach meaning normal or traditional direct you can assign the value. Second one is by using new keyword, and third one is converting character arrays into strings. Character arrays into strings. So three ways. Scroll down. Okay, fine. Now you can see how it will internally, which is, happens like this. So this is the literal approach. Object is created inside, I would say, string. Meaning when you create hello will be stored here. I would say inside SCP. SCP. Simple guys. So how you can remember? For example, in your home, you guys are organizing some marriage or some function. So in that function, so if any VIP guy, you invited any VIP guy, and if the VIP guy, I would say, uh, reach to your function, then how you can treat that person? How you can treat that person? You can treat that person, meaning you can allocate a special room for him, and you allot um, so everything you are giving everything a special memory, I would say special room, and you allot a special food and all, right? So similarly string also VIP in Java, meaning so it will be stored in the heap memory in special memory. That special memory is called string constant pool area. String constant pool area. String constant pool area. And we use the object. This is the object will be stored in the here, and the value will be stored in the string constant pool area. This is the object, and this is the reference variable name. This is the object, and this is the reference variable name. Okay, this will be hello will be stored in the format of string, and this is the heap memory. This is the heap memory. So here you can will try to see the few of the points. Okay, so here you can see here, whenever we'll create the an object on string class using new operator, JVM will create two objects. So this the JVM will create two objects. So first it will be create an object in the heap area and store the string hello into the object. And after the storing data in the memory, JVM will point reference to variable to that object in the heap memory. Allocating the memory for the string object is known as below figure. So generally, whenever you are creating the object by using new keyword, it will create two objects. One is the hello, and the second one is this is the reference point, and the second one is in SCP. The value will be stored in the SCP. So the entire thing, the process happens in the heap memory. Process happens in the heap memory. Next thing is this is normal char array we can convert into the string. Char array we can convert into the string. So next thing is string manipulations. String manipulations where actually here what we discussed, string we cannot change the values, right? This is the immutable, but we can change the values by using predefined methods. We can change the values, that is called string manipulations. String manipulations. String manipulations. So by default the string is the mutable. String is mutable. String is immutable, meaning we cannot change the values. We cannot change the values, but we can change the values. We can change the values by using predefined methods. Predefined methods. What are the methods? There are multiple methods will be there. So the multiple methods are like we'll go ahead with one by one. So first one is the string method. String method which is used to find out the how many characters are available in that string. How many characters are available in that string. That I will show you. I will write a program on it and then I will show you. So this is normally you can create one string. String str equal to, you can mention some name. I would say I would like to mention some Bangalore. Okay, so now how I want to know how many characters are available in that string. So how we can find out? So that we have the method that is system.out.println. The method name is length method. Str.length method. Come here and then you can compile the file and then you can run the file. Java C demo.java something system.println str.bang string demo.system.out.println str.length method. Actually, go to that file where actually the file is available. You can go to that file location. This is the scope of the method, main method, and this is the scope of save the file. Now you can go ahead with that. Java and then demo. So now there are total 9 characters are available. 9 characters are available. Okay, we'll go ahead with the one by one method. So length method, which is used to find out the number of characters available in the given string. Next, concatenation method. Concatenation method, which is used to join two strings. For example, here there are two strings. This I can mention as the str1, and then again I would like to create one more string, that is str2. I would like to create one more string, that is str2, and where actually here I would like to mention some, that is some Krishna and all, and then I'm saying, and here we can do concatenation. str1 dot concat is the method, and in that you can mention str2 and then save the file, and I can go to that location, compile the file and run the file. You can see here which is coming. Yes, please go in mute, guys. If you have any doubts, so please raise your hand and you can ask me. If not, please go in mute. Okay, concat is the method which is used to join the two strings. str1 is the one string and str2 is the one string, and which is used to join the two strings. Which is used to join the two strings. Which is used to join the two strings. And now we can save the file. Which is used to join the two strings. Okay, now we can save the file, and then you can go to wherever the file is available. You can go to the file location and then you can compile the file and then you can run the file. Concatenation also done, right? Concatenation also done. Next we'll go ahead with the next method. Third method is to-char array method. To-char array method, which is used to actually this is the string format. How the string format will be there, which is all in the double quotation. If you want to mention, all should be in the characters. So here all are all characters are in group. If you want to I would say represent in the format of characters, then you can have the method that is the char array method. That I will show you. You can get the clarity on it. For example, this is the Bangalore. This all are in group together. Now I want to change into the characters. Then that is the reason we have the method that is the to char array method. To char array method. To char array method, and then again you can store here one variable that is char array. You can mention any name here, and the data type of that one is char array. Char array. Okay, and then here you can mention arrays dot toString. Arrays dot toString. ToString, and here you can pass the variable as char array, and then here you can import the statement. Which statement you should import? Array statement you can import java dot util package, java dot util dot arrays. Save the file. Now you can go to that location and you can run the file java say demo dot java, and then demo. Now you can see how it is representing. In previous case it is loading all in single line, but now it is loading different characters, different characters. Okay, so that you can do by using that manipulation, you can do by using char array method. Char array method. Next, caret method, which is generally retrieve the value single character from given string. This is normal simple methods. Here I will take one I would say caret method, right? Method name is caret method. Yeah. str1 dot caret method. Caret method, and here you can mention the index positions. Based on the index positions, you can able to retrieve the values. Now the index position is this is the 0, 1, 2. So n you will get as the output. I can go there. Now I can run that one. Java C run a Java application. You can run the compile the file. Now I can compile the file. You can see, and you will get as the output as that. These are simple methods, guys. So comparative method, which is actually used to comparison. For example, here I am removing this one. Here also I would like to take one more string value, like string str2 equal to. So here I would like to take some other value, um, like I'm taking some other string value, and then okay, fine. The method str1 compare to is the method. You can mention str2 and then save the file. Now you can go to the file location and compile the file. String you can see how the it is changing meaning. It is checking the comparison of first character. This is the this b have the number which is 2, right, in the alphabetical order 2, and this is 1. 2 minus 1 1. So like that it is comparing the values. So if you go with the definition of that method, this method is used to compare the two strings. The compare is based on the alphabetical order. Alphabetical order. Okay, so that is the purpose of comparative method. Next, context method. Context method generally like it will return the true. Like if you're looking for some specific word, and if it is available, then it will say as this is available in the format of true. If it is not available, it will give in the format of false. That you can go ahead with that. You can easily do that one. Next, I will go ahead with the next index position. So here we will give the character, and based on the character, it will give the index positions where it is available. So like that, it will give the first index position. Next, Java string to string. This is already available in the string format, right? So if you want to convert this string into the object string, then you can go ahead with the toString method, toString method. So simply the final output also will get the same like this. This is which is in the format of string. This string we are converting into the object, that we will use the toString method, toString method. These are the important methods, guys. So if you go to like string class, there also actually the methods are available. You can go to that and then you can do the practice on the string methods. String methods are very important. And then next we have the string builder and string buffer. Builder and string buffer. So builder and string buffer, they both are mutable actually. String has the siblings, string buffer and string builder. Okay, so this is by default immutable. These all are the immutable. Mutable meaning you can change the values. You can change the values. And here also the both are same. Only the difference is this one is non-synchronized. First one is non-synchronized. This is the non-synchronized. Non-synchronized. Non-synchronized meaning not thread safe. Not a thread safe. Not thread safe. Once again, go with that document string buffer. So see here, thread safe, mutable. This is thread safe, guys. Thread safe meaning only one person at a time can able to access. This is the thread safe. Thread safe meaning only one person can able to access at a time. Only one person can able to access at a time. At a time. Okay. At a time. Next, string buffer meaning this is the immutable. This is the non-thread safe. Non-thread safe. Non-thread safe meaning this is the non-synchronized. This is non-synchronized. Non-synchronized. And this multiple person can able to access. Persons can able to access. So these are the only the difference between the string buffer and string builder. Only the difference is this is the thread safe and this is the non-thread safe. So here also where actually we have the some predefined methods and all. With the help of predefined methods, you can manipulate the data. How you manipulate the data in case of string? So same way you can manipulate the data in case of string buffer and string builder also. So you can go to the document. You can go to this document and you will get the. You can go to this document. You will get the better clarity on it. So with this is string. String has the two siblings. One is the string buffer and second one is the string builder. So with this we are done with strings. So please go through that string and then do the assignments on the string. Do the assignments on the strings. And you can refer the websites like three schools and Java Point, and then uh, like you can refer the websites as well. So two things you should do. What are the two things are? I would say class notes and personal notes. In the class notes, whatever I am teaching, you can take a notes, that is a class note. And a personal notes is you can refer the multiple website, you can prepare a personal notes. So that is based on your knowledge, you can prepare your personal notes. This is all the things. So this is all about today, guys. So anyone have any other questions? Anyone have any questions? If not, can you please share your names in the chat box?